Hi Aquarius, this is your forecast for the month of October 2016. This is a general reading for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, or Aquarius Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, provided on the link at the upper corner. If you have visited the site before, please clear your browser's cache to allow the schedule button to function properly. So normally, Aquarius, I say my thank yous at the end of the reading, but this month I want to start with thank you because I have received some great support from you and I've gotten a rise in subscriptions. So please know that this is mutual love we are sharing, and I will make every effort to give you my personal best. So Aquarius, for you, the month of October, the first week, begins with a bang. This is the Tower card. It's a game changer. So something has happened, maybe out of the blue for you. And maybe it was disruptive in some way. And maybe this came about through something traumatic, or maybe you reached crisis point in some area of your life. But this card heralds some kind of unavoidable change. So there is a major transformation that's taking place this week. Now maybe this is about freedom. Maybe you're being released from some kind of confining situation. Or maybe you got some kind of insight or shocking revelation that collapsed some long-held belief of yours. Some of you, this is merely a change of lifestyle. Now, maybe you got a new job or you moved somewhere else. Maybe you're dealing with some property issues that you're having to take care of. But others of you are definitely experiencing some type of crisis. Now, maybe you're separating, getting a divorce, filing for bankruptcy. Some of you are dealing with an illness. This could be, surgery or some kind of illness that comes on suddenly, like a stroke or high blood pressure or something that comes on as an attack. But this card says that this is a week where you're making some major changes, and anything that has fallen away obviously didn't serve you. And this is a week for you to begin rebuilding and to create more solid structures in your life that are going to help you meet the most of your potential. So some of you were definitely holding on to something, a situation, an environment, a relationship that didn't serve you. You were trying to convince yourself that you needed to hang on to that. But this week, that's going to be challenged, and something that you need, or felt that you needed, may be taken from you. Now, if this is a health issue, you could have reached crisis point because you weren't taking care of yourself properly. You weren't taking the measures that you know you needed to. Maybe you didn't follow the doctor's orders, or maybe you weren't taking your medication, or somewhere you fell short. Maybe you didn't even look for medical attention even though you knew you needed it. Some of you're just feeling a lot of pressure, and that pressure it has to blow. And maybe you're having some arguments with other people. But this is a week where you probably need to be more flexible with regard to your emotions with people. And some of you may be forced to do some things on your own, and you may find greater success by doing so. This is a week for you to, tackle your own anxieties, hesitation, and self-doubt. So some of you, you're putting some aggressive energy out there. You are making some statements that are shocking and surprising to other people. Some of you may be dealing with aggressive people. These are situations that will challenge your perspective and the way that you have previously looked at a situation. Now, some of you, you're just glad that now you know where you stand. And now that all of the facts are in, you can quickly begin to start making some changes that are going to provide for your sense of stability and security and continuity. Again, some of you, you're going to hear some things that are disturbing, some things that you don't like. And part of that is rooted on trying to hold on to something that's not good for you. Some of you, you're being very selective in what you're putting out there, and you're only telling people the things that you think they need to know. And this is creating some havoc. It's creating some misunderstandings with other people. Some of you are looking at yourselves, given the circumstances, and you feel as if you're a victim. But this is a time for you to have a reality check, to get real with yourself and understand that in some way you have placed yourself in this position. Whether that's by most likely by letting something go on for too long until the situation became stagnant, unbearable, confining, and no longer serving you, and then you hit crisis point because you didn't address the situation at the time that you should have. This is also a week for you to understand what is within your control. There are some circumstances or situations that you simply cannot change, and trying to continuously fight against that, go against the current, is simply you working as your own worst enemy. Now, some of this may be related to your past in some way, some memories that you're having. Something could be coming to the surface for you that may be related to some past influences, and maybe you're having some difficulty in moving on from the past. The second week, you have the Three of Cups. Now, previously, if the Tower card was operating in a good way, this could be something out of the blue, a bolt. I mean, like love at first sight or electric chemistry with another person. In which case, this second week, you have a date. This is a card about sharing, partying, entertaining. And so this could be a week where you attend some kind of celebration or gathering. You're having fun. You may, in fact, if last week was connected to the past, this could be a reunion of some sorts. You're uniting with other people. Maybe there's a party or some joyful occasion to be celebrated. Some of you, if you've had some kind of medical issue, this could be a week where you're focused on healing or getting assistance from others. But there's something new in the works. Maybe you left something old, and this is a week where you start something new. There's some achievement, a new lifestyle. Maybe the transition, the major transition is this is a week where you decide to get married or engaged, or you go to a wedding, or maybe you decide to try to conceive. So any number of possibilities exist, but the focus is on sharing with others. So this is going to be a week where you're going to hear a lot of things. And again, some of those things could be things that you don't like. You're going to get some good information, but you're also going to get some gossip. But there are going to be lots of opportunities this week for you and other people to have exchanges, to express yourself, and to discuss your feelings. So obviously that's going to make it easier for you to connect and to resolve any misunderstandings that have taken place or the potential for miscommunication. And also you're going to connect with other people who seem to be on the inside track of things. And so they're going to give you some insider information. This card says that you should be careful about your timing and about the things that you invest in as far as what you believe, because some of the things that you're hearing are simply not true. So you need to check the facts before you believe or you don't believe things that you hear, especially if you are emotionally tied to situations. Because, as I said, it's possible that somebody may be lying or distorting things or embellishing things, or some people may be divulging secrets. And your imagination can run away with you this week. Maybe you feel as if people are fighting, they're getting together to fight about you, or they're fighting over you, or they're fighting with you, and none of that is true. You may, start to project onto others and feel like someone else created your problems or someone else is the solution to your dilemma. And of course, that may not be accurate. But generally, I feel like this is, maybe sudden celebrations or something connected to the past. And there is, a lot of laughter and enjoyment, happiness. Some of you are being bold by taking a risk, and you're putting something out there. You're suddenly making some statements and suddenly sharing your feelings about something. Now, the third week, you have the Hierophant, another major card, an important week for you. So this is about coloring within the lines, doing what is expected of you, following the rules. It's traditional thinking, conventional behavior, conventional wisdom. It is the establishment, whatever that is, the entities that hold an established doctrine. Now, this can be, usually connected to something like a large system. This could be the bank, this could be the government, this could be a religious institution, an educational institution, and this could be an advisor, somebody who is giving advice along any of those lines. Anywhere that there is an established code of behavior, or this is an external authority of some sort, or some organized doctrine, or some structured environment. It is the system, so to speak. So you may be concerned this week with some kind of ceremonies, official ceremonies. So maybe someone you're sharing, maybe you're gathering for a wedding, or somebody's getting married. Maybe this came out of the blue or unexpectedly, or some from your past. So the thing about this card, though, this can show up when there's a little bit of, shall we say, scandal on the horizon or intrigue. And so, again, motivated by some kind of accusation, some rumors, or some gossip that may or may not include you. So this card says, be careful who you share and engage with. Be careful about the things you say, the things that you believe. Choose your lovers, your associates, your partners, your friends carefully this week. Because you may find yourself in sticky situations that you're not really able to remove yourself from very quickly. But positively, this can be a week where you actually get a lot done. For some reason, you're extremely productive this week, or whatever you decide to do can create some serious problems for you at a later time. So things are going to kick up a bit. They're going to get a little bit more exciting for you this week, whether that's in your professional life, your family life, or your love life. And because of that, things are going to be more challenging, more demanding. So, fortunately, if you try hard, you can keep focus. You can compromise with other people. You can relate to other people's point of view. And so by doing that, it will allow you to strengthen some relationships, and then others you can streamline. You may find that you only need to deal with certain people at a particular level and not really go beyond that. Now, if you're feeling, maybe you had some disturbing news, there was some information put out there or some exchanges that you didn't feel good about, and you may feel very cheated or discouraged if the outcome of something that you were involved in doesn't meet your expectations. But you were probably a participant in some way, and by either being inconsistent in your behavior or your communication, and somehow that affected you on some level, your standing in some way, whether socially or professionally. For example, you may be not communicating the way you should. Maybe you're not taking phone calls, or you're avoiding people when you know you should see them, or you say you're going to do something but then you backtrack. So these little inconsistencies start to pile up and create a problem for you. There could also be some financial issues that create some kind of concern for you. So some of you, this is a week where you're being very reckless. You're stepping out on limbs, you're taking risks, you're participating in dangerous behavior, and possibly without even realizing it. So again, this is a week to check and recheck any facts before you make your move or you make a decision. Because depending on how intense your attraction is to someone, or how much they irritate you, or some kind of situation you're involved in, this is a week where, again, you can invite some intrigue by, and probably more than you're prepared to deal with, by convincing yourself that the ends justifies the means. So be careful this week. Now, the fourth week, you have the Six of Cups. So these are people from your past. They're the old friends, people that feel like family to you. Could be childhood friends, could be some former lovers, or anybody that is connected to your past. So this could be a week where you're very nostalgic. And this past thing is coming up again. So maybe you're renewing some old ties with people, or some old friends. Some of you are rekindling your connections with other people, whether that's a lover from the past, an old fling. There could be a focus on family values, the traditional. Some of you are dealing with children, or maybe if finances are at play, you're dealing with an inheritance issue. Maybe you're moving, but there could be gifts or sentiment exchanged between people. Some of you, this is a job offer. And others of you, again, maybe you're living in the past, you're clinging to the past, and you're unwilling to adapt to your present situations. So this may be, memories or nostalgia that is unproductive for you. Some of you may need to release some old emotional ties, or there may be some repercussions that you experience in connection to an old relationship or some matter from the past. So this is going to be a week where you start to take a closer look at where you are in things, how much progress you've made. And some of you, when you take stock, you may realize that you should be grateful, that you have a lot of blessings. Some of you, you're coming out of some intrigue. Maybe, again, you had faced some unkind accusations or some rumors, and this could be a week where you actually get some vindication. Maybe somebody has to say they're sorry, or maybe you get an opportunity of some sort, and that within that opportunity, you're allowed to receive or either express some really heartfelt appreciation and gratitude. For some of you, something good that you've done in the past is now going to reap the reward of your efforts. You may have done something for someone and you weren't expecting anything in return, and this is a week where you reap your good karma. But whatever it is, there's a strong tie to the past, and so some of you will have experiences that are difficult to explain, where you feel like this has happened before. It's very deja vu, or you have these very strong and accurate intuitive hunches, or you dream something and then it occurs. So this is a week where you're very, very likely to hear from someone or about someone from your past. And there's some opportunities that could be coming up that you thought were closed off to you, but those are becoming available again. Now, for others of you, again, you weren't able to pass up some kind of temptation and something that you've done in the past, some indiscretion, something you had overlooked. And this could even be something medical. Like I said, if you weren't paying attention and attending to things when you should, this is the week where that could crop up again to your disadvantage. And some of you're going to hear from somebody that you didn't want to hear from, or that you were even hoping you could avoid. So, last week, doing what was expected, and it could have been that it was time for you to act on something, or you needed to start something, or timing was very important. Others of you realized that you should have realized that you needed to take the initiative in something. This last week, you're thinking back, you're reviewing, and you may need to have some patience with regard to whatever's happening. Whatever you're trying to do, you may be close. You may not be there, but you may be close. Or you may realize in your reconnections or connections to others that it's time for you to build a foundation. And whatever you've been waiting for, that it has indeed been worth waiting for. For others of you, you may have been acting impulsively in your connections. But the underlying energy is the Page of Cups. This is new emotions. Now, some of you are dealing with water people, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This could be a child or someone younger. But that's important for the month. But whatever it is, this is something new. Now, for some of you, this connects to the services that you're offering others. For many of you, this is connected to your social invitations. Again, engagements, marriages, parties, gatherings. There could be issues connected to pregnancy or birth. But this is new contacts with friends. And maybe some of you are sending out some messages of love somehow. Maybe this card signals thoughts and feelings about emotional matters. So some of you may have come up with some good ideas that you're putting out there. You're starting on some new creative projects. But this card says that up until now, a situation has been following a distinct path. And for some length of time, whether that's good or bad, there's now going to be some kind of turning point this month. That something has gone on for quite a while, and now it's going to change course. And again, this can be an improvement or not. But whatever it is, this is a month where you're going to reevaluate situations that you're involved in, and you're not going to be so rosy about them. Now you're able to look at things with more honesty. And where you thought, oh, this was meant to be, you may realize that that may not be the case, because you have this new clarity and practical thinking. Some of you will find that you've been involved with somebody and your feelings are changing. And that may be good or bad. On the positive, you may be involved in a friendship, and that friendship grows and strengthens and becomes some kind of commitment, a stronger relationship, whatever, romantically or professionally. For others of you, maybe you're falling in love with your committed partner all over again. You're starting to realize the better points of a person. For others of you, you're getting out there and you're just interested in meeting some new people, for whatever reason, socially, professionally. Others of you have made a reevaluation and you have decided that going any further in this relationship would be a mistake for you. So this could be a month of a lot of attainment and success. You could be getting some recognition, or you may be looking at situations and relationships and feel that it's time to stop struggling, that you need to accept the reality of a situation for what it is. But events will largely be driven by your sense of personal security, your belonging, and this is going to drive you to make decisions and affect your actions. And this is going to be a month where you get to repair some things. Whatever needs to be clarified or repaired, you're going to be able to deal with that in order to handle your commitments more efficiently. So, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I would greatly appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and kind comments. For those of you who have already offered your support, again, please know that I am grateful and committed to you. Have a wonderful October, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.